bursting out of my body when you were talking because I wanted to say so many things. And
I don't mind those questions.
I've always found that very interesting about Greek mythology, that they are gods, but they're all flawed, and they want revenge.
We're like, oh, now it makes sense.
But how cool you got to see it with two lenses, not one. So you weren't wrong. You just got to see it in a different lens.
I'm speaking into a robot, aren't I?
Table for one can be fun.
Right. I was thinking about forgiveness, and I was like, maybe that's not the way to go.
My key motivator in life is pain. I make the most progress in my life when I'm in pain.
Her artistic longevity is stunning. That's inspiring to me.
My brain is running thousands of miles a minute all the time.
And silence. Thank you for listening to the Last Will podcast. I'm Matt Young. I'm a theater educator and a parent. And ever since I lost my father to cancer, I have been mildly obsessed with death. This is my last will and testament. Hey gang, just a little update on what's going on with me before we continue with today's episode, which is about embarrassment, which is, I think, a really fun one. I started this podcast with the idea of this ticking clock I had inside me about death coming, and I wanted to leave something for my kids and stuff like that. And it was just kind of an idea, and it was on the periphery, but it was always just present in my mind. Well, this weekend I had a brush with death. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but I had to rush myself to the emergency room because my heart was not working the correct way. And it was pretty scary. And I found out that if you go to the emergency room and have a real problem, they will see you right away. There is no waiting around whatsoever. So my experience was pretty scary and just really solidified why I wanted to do this podcast. And so now more than ever, I want to make sure that I am being as honest and as much of myself for my kids to hear as I can be. So I believe our staple is honesty and humor and vulnerability, and I hope to be able to give you that type of material with Claire and Grady for a long time. So I'm doing well. I'm really doing well, and I'm feeling better than I have in a while. So good things can happen, especially when you're not stubborn and think, oh, I can walk it off. It'll be fine. But get yourself checked out if you're feeling something. Do it. Because if I didn't, I would maybe not have been here right now. And my poor mother, God, I had to call her up and be like, hey, don't be alarmed. I'm taking myself to the emergency room because of blah, blah, blah. And like, this poor woman hasn't been through enough. So I appreciate all the support that I've had. We were recording right away that weekend because it feels even clearer that what we're doing here is important. And I hope to get you some after episodes pretty soon. We've done a lot of before episodes, and I hope to get you some more about how we're all handling grief and stuff like that, because I think those are very helpful. Anyways, so that's just a little bit of an update for you on what's been going on with me, because I definitely want this to be as honest an endeavor as there is. And so I'm going to get right to it. Our very fun episode on embarrassment. So here it is. Brene Brown once said, "Embarrassment is the universal emotion that binds us all." So sit back, enjoy yourself while I fully embarrass myself in front of Grady and Claire and have some fun. Enjoy.
So, I'm embarrassed now.
I'm so glad I switched my chair.
You didn't like the other chair?
I wasn't on.
The chair chose you. You
Chose poorly or wisely?
First, well, you chose another wand, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. Are you sure?
I believe this used to belong to Draco Malfoy.
Exactly.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Last Will podcast. I'm your host, Matt Young. I'm here with my best friends. You guys
Claire.
are my best friends.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
I'm Claire Kenny.
I'm Grady Dennis.
No. I match the voice thing. Why am I like this?
I'm Grady.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. You
That's
made
not-
me sound.
Yeah, because you have a very smooth, like voice. That didn't seem like a compliment.
Really?
But yeah. No, you are.
This is awkward.
It is. Sorry.
That's exactly what we need to do, because today we are talking about embarrassment. Excuse you. Nothing to be embarrassed. I was sending fart videos out the other day because they just always make me laugh. I'm a little embarrassed that I'm so easily cracked up by farts, but it's inappropriate farts that people don't expect. The surprise fart.
You like the
I just fucking love
chiropractor
it.
I didn't
farts.
get you. Didn't
Oh, the
send this to
chiropractor
me.
fart. You didn't. I didn't send it to
I
you.
don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe no. I don't think so.
Maybe I
would have
just sent it.
remembered
Maybe I did just send it to Grady, but I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to
I
me.
send out wackadoodle stuff a lot.
Fart stuff is important, I think.
I agree.
I was at a performance of As You Like It at a local theater where mine and Claire's friend, Alex Clapp, was playing the lead, Rosalind, which we may have talked about. You'll meet Alex down the road. And in this performance, there was this beautiful silence that came at some point in the scene. And there's like, the audience is set up. It's not a big house. It's maybe 130 seats or something like that. And there's an aisle down the middle. So there's a left section and a right section. And we were in the back of the left section. And in this perfect silence from the other side of the audience, we heard a... and myself, Kevin McGuire, who I used to do a podcast with, and Alex Bloom, could not stop laughing. Like, my face was hurting. And every time we got like a hold of the laughing, we'd look at each other, and the other one was like on the verge. Oh my God. Woo.
Oh my God. I mean, we could talk for hours about
An audience member
fart jokes.
broke wind?
An audience member,
Yeah,
but like
nice.
the timing of it was
perfect.
even...
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Those moments are priceless. Would you trade that for anything?
They should have just
No.
made that a sound effect for the rest of the show at that time.
I felt really bad for the actors because we just were not focused on the action.
I'm just...
It was 20 minutes. It was easily 20 minutes of just trying to stifle our laughter and making a scene. But goddamn, it was the funniest fart ever.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Embarrassment. All right. Embarrassment is a complex emotion. It's a complex emotional state characterized by feelings of self-consciousness, awkwardness, discomfort, or shame that arises from a person's perception of having done something socially unacceptable, inappropriate, or incorrect. It typically occurs when someone believes that they have violated social norms or expectations and they fear negative evaluation or judgment from others as a result. Well,
That sounds.
That's too
That's
complicated.
really heavy.
It is heavy
It's
for
heavy.
a definition of embarrassment.
Embarrassment, like when we talk about that, when you bring up that word, like it just makes me want to giggle. Like, hoo-hoo, that was so embarrassing. But I mean, embarrassment to me is like what it is today is like it's not as heavy as it was
What
when I
it
was
yesterday?
younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, like many, many years ago when it was like mortifying when I was younger. And now I
I'm-
just don't care anymore.
right. It created a
Oh.
deep shame.
Yes.
You know, embarrassment is a little more, you know, as an adult, you play with it a little bit more. There's fun in embarrassing people and embarrassing yourself now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys know anybody who has never been embarrassed? Like it's just not part of their DNA?
I think Donald Trump probably has never been embarrassed.
Beep.
I know. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say this.
I mean, you can, but
I mean, I think it's pretty...
please
I
don't
think
hang
it's-
up. Don't
it's
stop
pretty-
listening.
It's pretty accurate. You know?
I think that he
Shameless.
in the attempts of the whole everybody trying to embarrass him and shame him, he just can't.
Shamelessness and
fear it.
embarrassment are different things now.
Right. Well, he doesn't seem like he can be... Well, maybe.
Because
He
you
can
have to feel it from within, and I don't think he feels it.
Let's bring him out, Donald.
No, you're probably right.
But I think he also has other mental disorders that prevent his embarrassment.
alleged
Yeah.
mental disorders. So we're not doctors here, right? We don't
Well,
know.
I mean, they call me
I'm
the
not-
quack of the family.
I know a
so
lot though.
I do too.
You too. Absolutely.
To
I
me.
do think actors understand human behavior. It's just part of what we've studied. So I always thought of acting as a certain therapy, except we don't have to solve problems.
Well,
we don't have
also,
to get to the end of it.
dabbling in mental illness, like having some experience with it, that sounds so crazy. It's like dabbling in a hobby. not
I've been dabbling with depression my whole life.
Yeah.
Dabbling in ED right now.
I mean, it
It's
sounds
weird.
like
No shit.
No
Not
shame in
embarrassed
that.
about that.
Nope, not embarrassed at all.
No, I mean, I guess on topic, like just
Use
making it
chewables.
not a stigmatism. Not a stigmatism. What am I? A
In your
stigma.
eye. A stigma,
Yeah, a
right.
stigma. Like not making it a stigma. Like just being obsessed with my own sense of like mental health my whole life, and like even more so when I experience more serious mental health. Then all of a sudden being like, I need to understand what this is. And then now I'm trying not to be embarrassed by it and like open up the channels for communication on it. But why did I mention? Oh, because I feel like I know a lot about mental health, so I'm not afraid to say that certain people have certain things.
Right. Right.
Dabbling.
Makes sense. You tied it all up.
That's why I think I know a lot.
Not like anybody.
Read a lot of books.
Not
on it.
anybody. Not like anybody would.
I'm trying to
sue
fix
us.
myself by reading about it.
See,
Pooh's
That's-
always embarrassed.
He is.
Yeah.
well, he's
is.
never wearing pants.
He did.
And he's never done anything wrong. He's just always
You
embarrassed.
remember that time he couldn't fit through the
Yeah,
hole?
and it was totally embarrassing for him. And everybody came around and watched, push him through.
Everybody
Was he-
touching his butt, trying to push him through the hole.
Yeah.
Was he actually embarrassed though?
He was mortified. He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive. He was so mortified.
I think it's wrong.
I don't remember.
If
like,
Pooh is feeling
his-
embarrassment, there's something wrong with the world.
I don't remember
I would agree
noticing
with that.
his embarrassment in the time, but maybe if I were to watch it now, I would.
Yeah, I think
then-
I think when you're younger, you're just
I
like,
think
oh my
I
god,
was
this
stressed.
is fun.
I think I was stressed out watching it. I was like, well, I really
Okay.
hope he makes
And
it.
that's third party embarrassment then. Like
No,
watching
I was.
Curb
It
Your
was not
Enthusiasm.
embarrassment. It was stress.
That's
Embarrassment causes stress, doesn't it?
yeah. No.
And it's
You don't think so?
embarrassment in that moment. It's not a singular thing because you're feeling embarrassment with a group.
I don't.
Because everyone was upset about it,
Yeah.
except for maybe like Eeyore.
Owl.
Because
probably.
Eeyore's got his own thing
Right.
going on.
Exactly. I have a headache.
Two.
Yeah, I do
I have
too.
a headache too.
Okay. Well, then we both have headaches, so everybody's
Yeah.
sick.
I think embarrassment at some point, you know, I'll never forget every time I was at a play date and my mom would come pick me up. She would say,
How old?
Claire, I don't know,
Play date age.
play date age.
Okay.
Yeah. She would say like, Claire, say thank you. And that would embarrass me so much.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Mhm.
And it would make me angry. So my embarrassment, if it wasn't like self-imposed, you know, like I'm embarrassed because my shoelace is untied and I have to bend over and what if my pants rip kind of thing, like that's like, you
Right.
know, personal. But if somebody is saying something that embarrasses me, then I turn to anger.
No, I hear that. Yeah, embarrassment is a singular thing, but it's a pathway to many different emotions.
Mhm.
And
It always
anger
lead-
we can clearly say is never just anger.
No,
It's always
It's
a
based on
byproduct
something,
of other
So
things.
much shame.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
in those moments that I felt
Bad
embarrassed, I felt so shameful that I didn't think of saying thank you and like, oh, my mother had to remind me and like, what did they think that I'm ungrateful? Like, and now then I'd go up and be like, thank you, instead of actually
Genuine thank you.
a genuine thank you.
so that was mental embarrassment, not physical embarrassment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You brought up something earlier, Grady, that I really didn't think about, but I guess we should touch on the idea of cringe humor that is
Right. Third-party
embarrassing, that
embarrassment.
creates tension and makes us want to laugh.
Yeah.
You know, the only way to release that tension is by laughing. And it's become very, very popular in the last decade.
I feel like Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of kicked that off a little bit.
I would even go.
There's
What
further, but
was
that
first, the British
biggest-
Office or
The British
or-
Office, yeah.
Okay, or Curb. I couldn't remember which was
I
first.
think Curb kind of made it, put it out there into the realm of the mainstream, but
So can we explain what
And even
that
Seinfeld,
means?
then I guess.
third
what
party
is it?
embarrassment.
Yeah.
Okay, third party embarrassment would be like me saying to somebody, Ah, look at you. Your bones look healthy. How far along are you? I'm not pregnant. These cheese puffs are wonderful, aren't they?
So you're witnessing that, or
you're saying that to someone, and someone's watching you, or someone say that to somebody else.
So you're embarrassing somebody else, and we get to watch it. And
you're not a part of it outside of the observer.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah, so you're observing someone step in it.
So
basically.
you're the third party,
and then they keep stepping in it, right?
Oh.
But
it's like watching somebody step in it.
Yeah. Watching somebody get egg on their face. Oh, it's tough. So this whole idea came up because I went, my mother had hip surgery, and so I was looking after her a little bit, and I went back to her home, and I found what I think is a treat. Surely will bring embarrassment to me, but it's an old cigar box that I have entitled Box O Ideas.
Oh, God.
That I wrote in high school.
Oh, my God.
Maybe in college. And so I thought, in order to deal with embarrassment, I would just embarrass myself by opening it up and reading some of the things that are on there and getting your reaction.
And have you not opened it up until today?
I have not opened it up.
So this is the real response.
Oh my gosh.
Over a decade, I don't think I've opened it up. I knew it was there, but I didn't like look through it.
This makes me feel like I should have brought in a couple of my emotional journals.
Is this maybe if we do a part 2?
Yeah.
And they're
our old
my
journals.
Poetry.
Oh yes.
Jesus.
If I could find any of that.
But I'm like, oh, who is brokenhearted at this moment? Me.
It's like I must have had a poem for every month of the year, every time I was in high school, because I was always heartbroken.
But it's you write in third person too. Why won't you be there? Where did you go? Will you come back? Was it me? Is it the wind?
Wait, I really like that. I want to make that into a song.
Well, it's now recorded.
We'll
so
save it for your album.
Okay.
Yeah, your debut. It'll be on the single. It'll be on the single.
It'll be a single.
It's a D side.
Who's heartbroken? Me.
Me.
That's the name of the title. That's the album.
Who's heartbroken?
Me.
Are we ready for this?
No.
Yep, Box O Ideas.
I'm definitely ready.
I'm so excited.
Do you want to just pass them to us? Do you want to shuffle
do you want to
them?
try to read them? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to
Go
pick
ahead,
like
sure.
a tarot card.
Sure. All right. So Grady's got the box now.
Box of Ideas. It's a lovely box.
I taped it. Look how important that title meant to me that I almost laminated it on. Ugh. Oh no. All right.
It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen. Oh, this is a sticky note. Sorry. Volkswagen. We never argue points. Art isn't complacent. It passion. And wroth. And thought out. It's provocative. The S went there. And more interesting for some reason. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
First of all, my father was in the car business. All right, so we had a lot of car stuff around, and this was on a stack of Post-it notes that was given by Volkswagen. So I wasn't trying to make a Volkswagen commercial. I think the embarrassment of spelling and grammar is going to kill me.
Your thought's great. Art isn't complacent. Art isn't complacent. It passion. Who's heartbroken? It me.
You caveman.
I love this. I love y'all. This is
wow.
This is great. You should read all of that.
Right.
I do like a cold reading.
All right. So
of other people's heart. Ooh.
This had to have been from college when I was trying to figure out.
You were mining something then.
Yeah, I was mining my importance in art, maybe. All right.
Next. This is so
Mike's
great.
gonna read.
They're all
you read the next
they're
one.
all going to be typoed.
Who knows?
Love the typos.
Maybe one. Okay.
Spelling is creative.
Oh, wow, this
no,
is
it's
a long one. You're reading the wrong side. Oh, wait, there's two sides.
The other side. It's a long
Oh,
thought.
my gosh.
This is a sketch idea.
Oh
about hell. It's 2 people in it only. And I guess it's just for Act 2 because Act 1 got crossed out. Act 1-3. One is hot on janitor duty for.
No. Oh no.
One is. So somebody here, I'm just going to decipher this. Somebody here is on janitor duty, and they're signing Fred Rogers into Sector 4.
Fred Rogers made it to hell?
Well,
Jeez.
and you're
Wait, this is
in another universe. This is high school, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
The other just received his pitchfork and horns. The janitor is pissed. The other is conforming to the way of hell society. Wow.
Ooh, okay. I
God,
like
you sent
this.
Mr. Rogers to hell. Quote, when we came here, we had plans to turn hell upside down, change the whole format, making it more like Club Med. On Earth, they work hard together to make their way to hell, and now this crap. It's not just a car, it's a Volkswagen.
It's going to be your tag for everything now.
Hey,
This is really
this is
good.
good.
I don't want to send Mr. Rogers to hell. I'd like
Okay,
to.
No,
so-
but I love the.
But we could send the person you talked about. He could go.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Toronto Dump.
So wait, do we have a good pile, a key pile?
They're all good.
Yeah.
No, they're all good.
The not. What was it about not conforming to the?
Yeah, well, in this scenario, we're changing the format of hell and making it more like a Club Med.
Yeah, I like that.
Would you say
That
this
would
is
be a
high
great
school?
play.
Yeah, I would think so. Although yeah, it's probably high school.
And it's for Act 2.
Yeah, I don't know what
This
Act
is
1
Act
was.
2, Scene 1.
Maybe it's in the box.
Ooh, it could be.
Well, I don't know.
We'll come across it. Should we have a place for you to put the extras? Oh, you're fine there.
Right here. Wow, this is just so neat.
I couldn't follow that. That idea just got too complicated for me. I like lost
It
focus on it.
happens.
Easy.
It happens.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus.
We got another sticky note. You know what that means. So just wait for it.
It's a Volkswagen commercial.
The New York Irish Civil War. Here we go.
Oh, this is probably a real, like, not even a comedy.
119 dead. Organized not for the rebellion. The Irish went after draft houses. $300 men. Times, Wall Street. And we'll just skip to the end because it's not just a car, it's a Volkswagen. And you can read the last sentence.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, sometimes we have thoughts.
Like,
It's just factual
Yeah.
history.
Yeah. There's something on the back. Yeah, don't read the last line.
The mob mentality. Hideous violence. 5,000 men. Beat, kicked, stoned, hanged. This is Sunday morning, by the way. Burn, dragged through the streets. Chopping the murdered up. Wasn't that the worst torture? Where does the individual disappear and find the snake?
Oh my
find
god,
the snake.
that sounds like something I wrote in my dream.
Well, is in your dream, are you driving a Volkswagen? Because it's not just a car.
I write stuff in my head when I'm like in
This is
between
really
that dream
interesting.
and awake stuff.
I was trying
You
to
find
write.
the snake. You're looking for the snake in the ground. Who caused all this?
I was trying to.
I want to read one.
In the grass?
I want to read one.
I was trying to write a play called The Draft Riots because I was like a big. That was definitely
That's
college.
interesting.
There was a draft riot in 1863, and I thought it was a really kind of interesting idea during the Civil War and stuff like that. And so I started to do all of this research about that time, and what I found was all of these very famous writers were alive, and I ended up writing a play which turned into a musical called Suddenly There Came a Tapping, and it was all about Edgar Allan Poe and the great writers of that time. And it took place in 1849 as opposed to 1863. But while I was doing the research for this draft riot play is when I kind of came up with this idea for my Poe play that I eventually wrote.
Who wrote the music?
We did like jukebox musical. We performed it in in Wilton at one
Oh.
time. So I'll show you some of the pictures. One of the best parts of it is that Poe has like a relationship with like the Ingmar Bergman version of Death. And so like Death comes to take Poe, but one of the comic things of it is that Death is just a huge fan of his writing, and he loves the Raven. And so he just wants to hang around with Poe for a while. So
And Fred Rogers in hell.
no, Fred Rogers didn't make it to hell yet.
Oh, this is way
Oh,
before
was
that.
way before
All
that.
right, whatever.
All right,
This
so,
that's. I want you to find
Moving
that
on.
script.
so I almost pulled out one that's really long. I'm not going to read it.
If I had a
because
nickel,
it's like
sorry.
a whole page, but there's extra writing in the margins, and I'm not going to read that because I don't think I'd be able to follow it.
Okay.
So maybe I'll let you do that. I got another. This is not quite a sticky note. It's just a piece of paper. It's at the top. It says, "Milk ad campaign.
Oh, jeez.
Got weed."
Okay.
What you were ahead of it,
Somebody has to have. No, I mean it was based on Got Milk, obviously.
right? But got weed wasn't a thing then, right?
No, I don't know.
Maybe you came up with that first. You should have trademarked that.
I can't imagine that was
It's
my
huge.
idea.
Sure. I don't know.
I know. Read it.
When was this written?
Where's the date? Can you?
There's no date.
1970.
I can't read the first sentence. It has a bad word in it.
Jeez, you've been censored twice now. What's wrong with this?
Jesus, because see what the bad word is?
Yeah.
No, don't show because it's embarrassing.
You don't want to say that word. It's not that bad.
All right. So I'm gonna.
It's the best word
I'm gonna
for it.
bleep it out. Okay. So a
I'll
big
bleep
beep
it.
boy like myself, showing his defending moves and really being charming about it because when he gets beat, it doesn't hurt.
Don't correct the grammar.
There's going to be a lot of
You're-
fat shaming in all of this stuff
You're-
against
Hell.
myself.
You're going to have to get your kid fingerprinted with the kind of record. Men's childish toy games, walkie-talkies. Oh, that was a separate idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because it's not just a car.
No, it's
Got
in
weed?
Volkswagen.
It's a yeah.
So I
You're
don't
going to
even know
have
the
to get your kid fingerprinted with their kind of record, but there is THERE. It
Yeah,
should be
there's-
THEIR.
I'm sure.
We're really embarrassing you, Matt. Show me
It says
his-
I think a big pussy boy is what it says. That Claire didn't want to say that.
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to say that.
Why
Did it
not?
have? Did you do the two S's with dollar signs?
No. I don't even know what the idea for that weed commercial is based upon that.
Maybe because there was weed involved.
Got weed and there's just a big fat guy dancing. Is that what the idea was? Jesus Christmas.
Okay, ready?
All right.
All right, here's another one. It's on a pink sticky note.
Yay.
The neighbors have a candy dish and you fill your pockets. It's a problem. I never liked this kid. We'd play Army. He'd use napalm. Play G.I. Joe. He set up snipers a week before we play. And if you can't win at Joe, there ain't no reason to play Joe. No Joe.
All right. So let me just clarify this. I love that kid. I think I wanted to do stand up and I was trying to think of stand up jokes that I could do. But I love that kid. There's no I didn't like that kid. All of that's true.
You like war?
Well, you did write
All
that
of
you never
history
liked
of
this
war.
kid.
Yeah, except that part. I loved this kid. He was my best friend growing up. But his parents used to have a candy jar above the TV, and I used to go over there because we weren't allowed sugar in my house, and I would grab a lot of the candy and put it in my pocket and eat it for later. No doubt. And we played crossbows and catapults, and he put his dad was in the Marine, so it was like a Marine family. And he used to put a penny on these things and catapult these over to my castle, and he'd go, "Oh, that penny's napalm, so your whole place is gone." I'm like, "What is napalm?" And then he would literally set up snipers before I came over when we were playing G.I. Joe, so I couldn't win, but I loved him. That's
You didn't
just
like
for the
him at
joke.
the time, but
No, it's
in
for the
hindsight,
joke.
you loved him.
I am clarifying right now
Oh,
that I loved him.
wow.
Craig
Should we-
Murphy, I love you.
Should
You
we
know
call him
that.
up?
Hey, Craig. Remember, it's not just a car, Craig.
It's a Volkswagen.
It's a Volkswagen. We're back there again.
This is from A Son's Hell Act 2, Scene 4.
We're back in hell. Okay.
Fair
go.
is fair. equality is what we strive for, but within exceptions to the equality rules set up by sociology professor. Anyways, my father said, if you can't affect a situation or have a solution to problems, don't complain about it. There's no end quotation, so I don't know if it's continued
My
on.
father never said that. I don't even... Wow.
I can read it without the...
No, you know what's embarrassing is how deep I thought I was.
That's what I'm talking about. With
Like,
know what
such a
strive
deep
means.
thinker this kid is.
You added an extra E in the word strive.
because you're striving for it.
Let me just say that
I
autocorrect
strive for
wasn't around back
excellence.
then,
No.
and I was a very bad speller and bad at grammar and bad at most everything. So
Well, now I don't believe that.
there's so many typos that you guys aren't even laughing at them anymore. Back to Grady, or should I read some?
I don't know.
No.
Try to
Oh,
read
read the-
this one.
okay.
Try to read the long one.
Oh Jesus. Sound effects. Okay. Ugh.
Just do the Cliff Notes.
I don't know if I can. A grade 9 tribute to Simpsons. Guests or quotes? I can't know. A soft ballad to my son about how it's good to masturbate. Jesus.
I'm going to stop you. I want to stop you. A soft ballad. A soft ballad to
I
my
know.
to my son.
It should,
I'm
it
sure
should
there
be.
is a soft ballad out there about this, actually.
It
Did
should-
you write
Adam
it?
Sandler wrote it. It's called "Sit on My." Never mind.
I think Tenacious D probably have one too.
Sit on the bed and stroke at a medium pace.
Yes, at a medium pace. That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna laugh at you.
Dogs finding the right station on television.
Nice.
Vision for the dog. Vision for the dog's bedtime.
Dog vision? Dog-a-vision?
TV vision for the dog's bed. I don't know. To end a story about a girl with her saying,
It's not just a car.
"I want you because you're Jewish."
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Dance.
Wow.
I know. I know.
I want you
the-
because you're Jewish.
The first time it ever did anything for me, I don't know what that means. It's always been fucking with me. Oh,
Susanna?
Gentiles. Oh, I'm getting very, very, very religious.
Oh, God.
Based.
It is Sunday.
It's always been fucking with me. Oh, Gentiles think it's great, but look at it this way. To deliver you into the celebration of lifetime in age where you can't appreciate any of. Okay, so this is a thought about bar mitzvah, I think. Look at it this way. The deliver you into the celebration of lifetime at an age where you didn't appreciate any of it. So at 13, you get bar mitzvahed, and you can't really appreciate the party that they're throwing for you, while all the adults are.
Because it's for the adults.
Yeah, basically.
And you get checks.
Yes, and pens. And we think our parents wear dumb. We think our parents wear dumb. WHERE.
Okay.
Not the baby boomer Jewish giving birth in the 70s parents. What does that even mean?
It means, son, just touch yourself. Do it every day. It's fine. Just touch yourself.
Oh, I put a little note.
Don't watch Dad. Learn yourself. Sorry.
Explore the country music ballad. That's a little. That's
Claire's gonna blow out the old amp.
right. Each of the pit separate, one idea and finish it. I don't know what that means.
Son, just grab the balls. Who's heartbroken me? Son, just grab those balls. Do it by yourself in your room. Son.
God, this is about
Son.
dogs and bar mitzvahs and
Oh
masturbation.
my God. If we could, like, remember
sure
whose
you're
line
using
is it anyway? If we
Vaseline.
could take all of these ideas and Grady acts all of them out,
Like that video we
like
watched the other
scenes
day.
in a hat.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that sounds fun. What is that?
The Italian clothes monologue. Frame it. Traditions in my house. The dog's my kids' song. Explore a genre of American life. Housewife. Functional relationships in society. How am I supposed to make sense of any of this? Character: Chicago salesman. Home shop network for Beanie Babies. Yelling information over and over till he's very tired.
And then you realized,
Original $38.95.
I'm out of rum.
You pay $18.95. That's such a detail that's so important for that.
$18.95. Wow.
This is
a big
still one page.
It's a big one. It's a big
I
one.
just see the word bar mitzvah in it.
So you were right. It is you did decode that.
They were smart motherfuckers. Okay, so this must be an expansion of the idea. They were smart motherfuckers because they thought they threw THROUGH through the party and made some hidden camera island bar mitzvah fund. What?
Island bar
No,
mitzvah.
not hidden. Is that camera? Hidden Jamaican? Hidden
Was the
Hidden Cayman Islands bar mitzvah fund.
A hidden Cayman Islands bar mitzvah.
So they threw the party so they can start a fund in the Caymans. Somebody just watched The Firm, I think.
Wait, they didn't just.
Oh God.
That's what I think.
Maybe we'll get to the net next. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh my God.
So they were just doing it to make money. And they knew that the way religion works, it's always dips in the next generation. And my kids will never do it because I don't care to marry Jewish or not.
Oh.
So they know
All right.
I
Well,
could never throw. At least I spelled it. I crossed out THROUGH and put THROW.
Good job.
Thank you. Throw that party. I could never throw that party. And my hard work give them a retirement fund. Yeah, because that's how my parents retired, was based upon my bar mitzvah. And now I'm always suspicious that they might just take off. And I see none of it. And look at me. I'm desperate, so they made me need them.
Wow.
Because my mommy loves me. The dirty bastards, that family. That's tradition in my family. Wow.
tradition.
Son,
just use your hand.
Who's
Okay,
exhausted?
wait,
I'm exhausted.
So what ended up happening? Did you marry Jewish?
No.
Okay, so your kids don't have a bar mitzvah.
No, and according to Jewish law,
You can't.
It has to go through the mother.
exactly. So my kids technically aren't Jewish according to
I
Jewish
was so
law.
concerned whenever I
Excuse me.
dated a Jewish guy
Excuse
that I was going to have to convert.
It's really hard to
I know.
convert.
And you
They
can't
put you
just-
through the hoops.
Yeah, you can't just do it because you
You
can't
want
just
to.
convert through marriage.
Look at Charlotte York in Sex and the City.
Exactly.
Like, but if you want to turn
Gay?
Catholic,
Oh.
you can't turn gay. I thought. Well,
Well-
You
all right,
can
we'll get to
try.
that another day.
Son, just use your hand. Make sure it's
Oh my
out of
God.
that
Brady,
Vaseline
read
the next one.
can. Okay.
So, anyways, no, my kids haven't been bar mitzvah, but they do love to celebrate Hanukkah.
Oh, fun.
Oh my goodness.
A love talk show. Questions. Oh, my roommate brings his girlfriend over. Her
Did I say the P word again? The C word?
No.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my, Grady he's crying. I can't imagine it's that
A
good.
love talk show. Questions. When my roommate brings his girlfriend over, her crotch sinks. Which means her crotch stinks. Girlfriend dry humps his leg. Girlfriend has dog habits.
Dollar habits?
Dog habits.
Dog habits.
Okay.
What?
We're going to review again.
Not sinks, but stinks.
It should be stinks, yeah.
but
it
says
says
stinks.
It says sinks. Her crotch sinks.
Much more interesting concept.
Yeah, well, that's
Well,
the
that is
that's the
we
pelvic
talked
floor.
about
That's the pelvic floor falling out.
episode 1.
A love talk show questions. When my roommate brings his girlfriend over, her crotch stinks. Girlfriend dry humps his leg. Girlfriend has dog habits.
Okay.
It sounds like an angry young man to me. It sounds like an angry young man.
I don't understand why people don't want to bathe in your world here.
Bathing isn't funny, I think.
Her crotch sinks. She left dragging it down the stairs. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't
what
believe it.
What if it's not literal?
like
what if it just means it's sad?
It was like a giant Dooney and Burke just bouncing on
But I can't believe you wrote sinks instead of stinks. That's really
I'd
funny.
like to think that I was writing fast.
Oh, you were definitely writing fast. And girlfriend has dog habits got added later because the pen ran out. It's in a whole different. There's a whole different vibe here with the end of it. So that got added later. Oh my god,
he had to he ran out of ink and then had to go get another pen and then continue his idea.
Because this gold, you can't get rid of this gold. You got to get it out.
I guess her crotch sucked the pen up. I don't know. I mean, it seems like
I still think that vagina was sad. I think that's what sinks means.
Her crotch.
Her crotch. I'm sorry.
We don't know it was in the crotch.
Well, sadness. Sadness was in the crotch.
Okay. Wow.
Oh my god.
Woo.
I wish I could put into words.
I don't usually get taken away.
Tight my body feels when you read all of this. Like
not like this crotch.
No. But like the.
I'm having third-party embarrassment.
Okay, all right.
No, actually, I'm not. I'm not embarrassed for you, Matt.
You can wind him up like a Timex, Claire.
No, I'm not even embarrassed. I'm having so much fun, like listening to these thoughts that you had because it makes me feel better about the thoughts that I had. And I could never. I mean, my Boxo ideas, like I never had that. I just had
never wrote them down.
I journaled,
okay,
but I didn't put pieces of paper into a box like this. Like I definitely had journals.
This is a form of journaling, right?
Yeah. But they're all in like booklets, you know. And the stuff that I wrote down, that stuff is never getting read.
Never?
Also, no, I don't want anyone to read it.
Oh, I would never.
It's getting buried with me. No, it's getting cremated and composted.
Everything's getting burned with me.
Yeah,
I wanted all my clothes.
Because I don't want anyone to. Some of that stuff was really personal, and even if the deep dark stuff, some of it like wasn't funny. It was just like really.
I get that.
So far, I find none of this
to
funny.
the heart. Oh, but we're laughing.
No, I'm happy to entertain all of you. Like it brings me joy to entertain my friends. So I'm willing to take the embarrassment, but I will report that my whole body is tight.
Okay.
Like I'm like squeezing my whole body.
Should we stop?
No,
we should move to somebody else.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, we can if you want.
Bring my box.
Well, let's just finish this box.
I think your box is here. It just sank.
Oh.
It's better than stinking. Claire turned away and had to have a drink at that. No, you just let's continue.
Winding you up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it, but I just want you to know, it's also very embarrassing.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
And we only scratched the surface too.
In my family, it's always, this is such good Kung Pao. Who wants some? Then they give it to you and call you a fat pig.
I told you there's going to be a lot of fat shaming.
Wait, what's Kung Pao?
Kung Pao chicken. It's a dish at the Chinese restaurant, which my family never ordered. So it's.
Wait,
your father never said that quote either. You must always determine what's happening if there's rain outside.
There's a lot of lying.
Have an umbrella, and if you don't,
if you can't affect a situation or have a solution to problems, don't complain about it. That's a good quote.
I think that was mine though. I used to think
yours,
that.
Well, that was from A Son's Hell, Act 2, Scene 4.
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. Kung Pao, who wants some? So you got baited.
I did. I got baited.
And they give it to you.
Here, have some cake, fatty. That's basically what that was.
Aww.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kung Pao.
This is like a therapy session too. That's it. That's what it's like. But yeah, we never ordered Kung Pao. It would be General Tso's. That was my family. General Tso's.
What's Kung Pao like?
It's pretty good. It's kind of diced vegetables. It's a little bit like chicken and cashew nuts without the cashew nuts.
This is interesting.
Sauce. Oh,
A man and his dog.
so me. That's so me.
This is so interesting.
My
actually.
closest
This is
friend.
actually very interesting. Obsessive compulsive. Only friendship is the dog. Two gents. Lance type. Pathetic, but noble and real. An old Yeller story. Have the story about the man after the dog is dead.
Jesus. Pain. Somebody wanted
Interesting.
pain. Somebody wanted some pain.
I don't know. I'm seeing there's something. There's just I don't know if you understand. If you know, you know. Something's interesting about this. I pulled this one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always been. It's always been there.
Dog is dead.
The dog is dead.
I know it's against every word in Eric's mind.
Eric was my best friend.
Robin's phone number: 366
Oh Jesus!
871 636, and then it ends here 636 363, and there's just dashes, and then
I can't imagine that's still Robin's phone number.
well, we'll try it.
Try and call her.
Also,
him. It was a him.
parody is Z sings happening at once. Parody is two things happening at once: violence and talk about ourselves. Use or the LCD Prevention Center. Call Robin at 366-87 blank blank 636-363.
That sounds like college.
Nothing is
And it
funnier
ends
than
there.
Grady reading
Okay.
numbers.
It ends there.
Oh my god.
Eric and I were at Roger Williams, and Robin was at Brown. So I think that's got to be college.
college-y.
Yeah.
Wow, and you wrote that down and put it away in your box of ideas.
Well, I think the idea was there, and I just needed a scrap. And yeah.
But where's Robin?
Where's Robin now?
the
I don't know.
LCD Center.
Well, let's call her right now.
Him.
Let's call Robin now.
Oh, Two Gents is Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Oh.
Lance is a character.
Okay, 366. No, we can't do that.
No. Oh my goodness.
Why?
All right, should I read?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Or
this
do you
is.
want to read, Claire?
No, you read.
All right. Let's take from the bottom.
So please feel free to send in your own ideas
Oh my
and
God.
embarrassing stories, and we'll read them on the podcast here.
There are cards that are numbered.
Okay, read them out of order.
Oh, jeez. These stand up.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I know it says hello. I'm Matthew, and then that's crossed out, and I wrote above it, "Hey, everybody." so I just wondered, "Hey, everybody."
Who is that? No. I like that voice. Never heard it from you. Hey, everybody.
It's something.
It's how it's clipped.
good.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
It's some. You're going into
very
Kermit.
Kermit the
It's
Frog.
going into Kermit a little
Yeah,
bit.
you okay?
Bert.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. I've got a secret to talk about. I'm a chubby kid. There's one wrong with being. There's one wrong. There's none. There's one wrong with being husky. Everyone's always. There's nothing wrong with being husky. Everyone's always trying to help you get into shape. I'm in shape. It just happens to be the shape of a pregnant woman. In parentheses, profile it. I don't know what that means.
So like this.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Oh, profile it.
like
There
this.
you
This is a
go.
monologue.
There you go.
This is a monologue.
Profiling, yeah.
Okay. It works for me. Nothing on the end. Okay.
And it ends there.
This other one. Making every wish I can on.
Oh wait, should I just read this one? Thank you.
so sad. Where's my chair?
Okay, this is definitely. This might be the package for me. This might be the one for me. This might be it. And can you, a directive? Do you want a sense of awe?
There's
Sure.
more of these.
What would you like? Give me what's my directive here?
Definitive. To define.
Making every wish I can on getting laid. Candles, eyelashes, shooting stars. because it's not just a car. It's a sunk crotch.
Jesus.
This is lovely. This is a framer.
Is it really
Yeah,
frameable?
it actually is.
God, there are so many
so
numbered
predictable.
index cards in here.
Making every wish I can on getting laid. We all know how that feels. You can't do that, Claire. You cannot go through them and look. No, you can't. You're reading ahead. You can't do that.
There's a lot of shit there. Should we go back to index cards?
Index cards and sticky notes only. Find another. All Volkswagens must be read today.
Okay.
Oh, you got a Volkswagen in your hand? Because I'm making every wish I can on getting laid. Candles, eyelashes, shooting stars. I'm doing it all.
So hurtful.
I'm doing all.
I can't read this one. This one's too sad.
I know the language of Matt, so let me. Mm-hmm. Yep. No. Not read it.
Right. It's not fun.
Well, embarrassment isn't supposed to be fun, but it's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
All right, this one's called. Oh, this one's Act
Wait,
One.
I want to hear this. I want to hear the sad one.
No.
I'm gonna read it.
No,
then.
we don't. No.
Come on.
No. Claire and I both say no.
Why?
Because we love you.
What?
We don't
Let me
like
read it.
This is a hurt child. We don't like this.
We don't like this person.
But the hurt,
Okay, well, you're.
about our friend
It's your.
like that.
the hurt child has to. Like the hurt child has to be heard, right?
I agree.
Because what if there's somebody out there who's feeling the same way? Know
Well,
that
fine.
they
What? Read it.
could
first.
have two friends like you
Read it.
who think it's not appropriate to read.
Well, maybe not appropriate. It's not the word. I just don't. I don't love it.
It's part of the narrative. But I know she could never want this. This is underlined because it's lumpy and sweaty and marked, smelly. Did I mention sweaty? I believe it to be the ultimate reason. Try living with that. I'm lonely and that scares me.
Pretty real.
It's all real. There's nothing in there that's anything but like expression of the things that are scaring me. You know, and I've said like the whole time. You all right, Claire?
Sorry, there's joke.
Well, that's interesting. Loneliness can be a very embarrassing thing, and it's a singular thing that you experience by yourself. You don't even share with anybody, but it seems very embarrassing. Like everybody can see how lonely you are, even though they can't.
Yeah. And
But
most people don't.
you think-
Most people don't care. Most people only care about themselves, right? And their own narrative. And I probably felt like this is how everybody saw me, but really it was the only way that it was only me seeing me like that.
Right.
And the reason I think it's good to read something like this is because it's true. Like it was the feeling that I was dealing with at whatever time I wrote it. I had to put it down on. It's not a car; it's a Volkswagen sticky paper.
Hearing you read it, I was okay here. Not okay hearing it, but it was. I was able to hear it differently than I read it.
But it's also me building a narrative in my life of self-hate, you know, for sure.
Mm.
And that perpetuated for a long time. And hopefully I'm at the point where even if I have those feelings, I don't give them as much weight because I know that the voice in my head isn't who I am.
Well, you let it pass through.
Yeah. But like that's a very real
I mean,
What's
that's
the
experience.
difference?
Yeah.
Watching
For
the
me.
train go by, and then the difference is watching the train go by when you're older and can process that, rather than getting on every single train car because it goes by,
Yeah, I mean,
not even knowing where it's going.
That's the type of stuff that I wrote down in journals that I would just incredibly private stuff,
Yeah.
stuff that I wouldn't really want anyone to know that I even thought about.
But here's the thing now, like hopefully you know that you're not alone in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I struggled with feeling unlovable. You know, I still struggle with feeling unlovable, and that was the narrative that I was giving myself at the time, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Many years ago, when I was doing a couple of productions of the Vagina Monologues, my sister was
The stinky crotch. No, not your sister. I just said it out loud. No, I don't know why. It had nothing to do with anything. I'm
the
sorry.
Vagina
It just came out of my
Monologues
mouth.
really, it allowed women to come out and really talk about stuff that they were embarrassed about. And part of the experience of being in this cast of women was, my sister befriended this woman who was a sexologist, and we had like a class with her, and she would like come over and we would talk about like vagina stigmatisms. Why do I keep saying that? It's
because
just a stigma.
You're striving.
You're not seeing it correctly.
It's exactly.
Just keep striving.
See, that's the hurt. That's hurtful.
Well, I know.
My typos are hurtful.
Oh, I know.
Like
I
uncomfortable
collect ammunition.
things.
Yeah.
And at one point we were required to write down on a piece of paper our thoughts about our vaginas, and we wrote them down. We put them in a hat. We passed, and then everybody read one that everybody put in there, and the stuff that women wrote were like, some of them were like really sad and like really personal stuff.
Grady's hiding. I there's something really like it's making yourself vulnerable is a very powerful thing.
And that was, I think, because you take something that's so, I just can't even.
No, see, he's got the inappropriate laughters. I don't think he's laughing at what you're saying.
I know, and it really, I just want to hear all of the things that are going on in his head.
Right.
But this is kind of serious because I just remember, I think I've done the vagina monologues 4 times, and each one of them is it's taking the embarrassment out of the, such this private part of your body, and things that people don't want to think about or talk about because it's embarrassing, and taking that stigma out of it and making it beautiful, and turning it into a work of art and appreciating it instead of devaluing it,
or making you hide that part of yourself.
Are we doing that for you right now with your reading these? Are we making them into a work of art?
I don't know if we're making it into a work of art. What we're doing is we're causing me to confront embarrassment and shame that I will normally have by making myself vulnerable with 2 people who I'm very comfortable being vulnerable with, which isn't always the case for me. So it's very therapeutic for me to hear all of these awful ideas and then to remember kind of where I was at the time and what I was trying to do. But being put in the barrel to kind of be made fun of is empowering too, because I'm just open to you guys giggling at the different things that I was thinking or writing or any of that. So I think it's for me, it's been very powerful, and to get to that note where I was so self-abusive and to read it out loud and not to be dramatic, but have a PTSD about it or bring me back to that feeling, but have a very kind of mature observer's feeling of it. This was a real part of who I was. It's something that I still struggle with at times, but I don't give it the weight that it used to have. Is really cool because I know that I'm lovable, and although I can tell myself that I feel very unlovable or that I can go through those dips, I know that having 2 friends like you, my besties, I said, here in order for me to be able to do this proves that there's love in my life in a way that I struggle with accepting.
Mm-hmm.
But at a young age, if you couldn't write down on paper, I'm lonely.
Oh, this was 3 weeks ago. I just opened the box 3 weeks ago and slipped that in.
You still have those sticky notes.
If you couldn't write that, what would have happened?
I don't know. I think
you're able to express this. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I mean,
as a man,
probably part of it was for self-pity. I'm sure,
maybe in the front of your brain, but your subconscious needed to get this out of there so it wouldn't eat you alive.
No doubt, for sure.
I wasn't laughing at you earlier. I was thinking about a poem called "The Shocker."
The Shocker.
Mm-hmm. I gave myself a shocker, and then I slapped a knocker, and it ends there. But I just
That's the whole poem?
Well,
No, it's not. Because
You were thinking about that when I was talking about the vagina monologues?
yeah, because I just heard that word.
Oh, right. Because of the shocker. I forgot. About that one for a second.
I'm not going to say what it is.
I know what the
is.
shocker is.
I know.
We all know what the shocker is.
Yeah.
It's use Purell.
Well, if we had to rate this podcast, would we rate it PG-13 or rated R? This one's rated R, right?
I think it's definitely well. Most of them are rated R because I swear all the time too.
Oh.
But yeah, definitely rated R.
Yeah,
definitely rated
You don't
R.
fucking swear, do you? You do.
I do
sometimes.
a lot. I see sometimes with people who don't swear when I swear, and they're like, oh.
Why is
but
it
it's
such
just
an
who
issue?
I am.
I'm not embarrassed about swearing. I've never been embarrassed about swearing.
No, me neither. Well, this has been fun. We're just
Wow.
about at an hour. We can continue to go on, but like I think what
This
we're
was a
going to
nice
do is
crescendo here.
it's
All three of us are going to have to expose ourselves now.
I think so. I think embarrassment isn't something that we are ever going to be through with, but I think it's a really valuable topic to tackle and to experience. I mean, this is the first time like we've experienced the thing that we were talking about as opposed to just like talking about it. So
And that's our time.
that is our time.
Because it's not just a car, it's a Volkswagen.
Wait a minute. Am I an hour behind? No.
Yeah.
We're almost at an hour?
Yeah, we're at 56 minutes.
Oh, my God. I feel like we should keep going.
We can if you want.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, I feel maybe should we read our myths and cliches?
Sure.
Legends.
No, you read them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Read the cliches first.
The cliches? Okay, let's go with the cliches. Number 1, blushing with embarrassment. This phrase describes the physical reaction of blushing, which often accompanies feelings of embarrassment or shame.
Oh my God, I don't think I've ever blushed before.
Sure,
You don't blush?
have.
I mean, I always thought it meant like your cheeks just get rosy.
Yeah.
Which cheeks?
The front cheeks, the fronts.
on my face.
I don't know what women have.
You have them too.
You have both cheeks too. It's just like you're just like a woman.
Well, I've learned that. Well, These strokes just like a woman.
I should have brought my bathing suit. You have such a nice pool out there.
Well, thank you.
What
You
is
can bring your bathing
happening?
suit anytime you want.
I want to go swimming.
Can you get back in the car, please?
Face turning red as a tomato. It's a metaphorical expression to emphasize how visibly embarrassed someone is.
It's a medical expression?
A metaphorical.
Oh.
Metaphorical.
It's categorical.
Felt like a deer caught in headlights. This cliche refers to feeling frozen or paralyzed with embarrassment,
Yes.
similar to how a deer might freeze when startled by headlights. These cliches suck.
They
Yeah,
suck.
I know, they're
Yeah,
so-
The cliches are awful.
Just because they're just like sayings that they don't get to anything. You know,
There's
like some
more
of our
to
others.
it being a Volkswagen than any of these cliches.
That's true. I could have died of embarrassment. Putting your foot in your mouth. We did talk about putting your foot in your mouth being like the third party. You could watch someone put their foot in their mouth.
Yeah.
The room fell silent, wishing the ground would swallow me up,
Yeah.
laughing it off. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
What's happening? What?
This cliche suggests that a photograph of visual image can capture a moment of embarrassment. That's a stretch.
Wait, a picture's worth 1,000 words?
That's they're saying is a cliche of embarrassment. This cliche suggests that a photograph or visual image can capture a moment of embarrassment so vividly that it conveys more than words could ever.
Okay, I mean, I get that.
But it's a stretch to just associate it with embarrassment.
I don't get it.
It could say a vacation,
It's like-
you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Bad vacation, your bathing suit fell off and your fanny's out. So it's embarrassing.
Which fanny?
I don't know. We all have fannies, Matt. Which do you have?
I'm just like a
fannies?
woman, right? This is what you're saying. No, it just a picture's worth 1,000 words can be anything. It doesn't just have to be embarrassment. It can be good. It can be great. It can be wonderful. Here's the myths. Only socially.
Only
Keep
socially?
streaming.
Stroke. Someone's having a stroke. Only socially
God, is it
awkward
me?
or insecure people get embarrassed.
No.
That's an absolute, so I say no.
Yeah.
Embarrassment is a sign of weakness.
No.
I mean, that's so silly. It's a natural response to situations that violate social norms or expectations.
Can be, yes.
I mean, everybody's got a
Violate
weak
seems-
spot, you know?
And everybody can be embarrassed, whether they accept the embarrassment, how they react to it may be, to me, someone who can't let themselves not be made fun of, but can't laugh at yourself. That to me is a sign of weakness. If you turn super bravado because something embarrassing happened to you and you try to shame everybody else, I think that's weak.
There are moments for
Claire's
me
looking
that
at me like she's got
can send
something
me
in her
into-
teeth.
Send me into anger.
Yeah.
I get so upset.
That's
like
how
when somebody vulnerable is.
If say we were
vulnerable is.
Well, I don't want to tell this.
Okay.
Well,
What? Hup. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I felt so embarrassed.
What?
If I'm working on something, if we're talking about acting, if I'm working on a piece or something, and someone keeps stopping me or correcting me, and I'm still working, and I'm trying to, and it's so embarrassing in a room of people, especially if there's things that are overloading my senses already, and then it makes me just retaliate.
Sensory overload is.
I get very embarrassed about that.
Yeah, me too. Because I'm trying so hard to keep it together, and I can't. I was just remembering a time a couple of years ago. Matt, you and I were doing this outdoor Beatles Shakespeare thing.
Yes.
The singing and the acting, and
when I spoke to God.
When you spoke to God and the
thunder came.
And the
for
thunder
me.
came. We were rehearsing, and I was running a song with a couple of other women and our music director, who I really look up to. And he's not a very warm and fuzzy person, but he and I are kind of like close on some sort of artistic level. And so I'm a little intimidated by him. And we're rehearsing. He's trying to get us to learn these parts. And I'm standing there in a dress, and there are bees on the ground. And all of a sudden, a bee gets caught in my dress and stings me. And I'm singing, and it stings me on my thigh, and then it stings me on my butt. And then
everything comes full circle.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
There we
and
go.
then it flies up because it's caught in my dress, and then it stings me again. And of course, it stung me twice, and I'm trying to sing, and then I'm billowing out my dress because I'm like, oh my God, there's a bee in there. And at first I thought maybe it would be kind of like funny, like, oh my God, there's a bee. But then all of a sudden everybody got really serious, and the music director kind of like stopped and was like looking at me like, what's going on? And then I was so embarrassed. I started to cry. I was like 32 years old. No, I was 31, because I remember I had some very weird allergic reaction to this. And then I was like, oh, I guess when you turn 31, like weird shit happens to your body.
Don't look a day over 26.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so I started to cry, and I was so embarrassed because, first of all, I think I had just rushed over there from work. I was like ready to go, and then I get stung by a bee, and then I'm freaking out that I got stung by a bee. So I start crying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm embarrassed that I start crying in front of this person, this music director who like I'd never really shown that much emotion in front of.
Right.
And
almost as you think he's seeing it as a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I literally had to be ushered away because and then all of a sudden everybody kind of comes around you and is like, are you okay? Like, are you allergic?
Let me suck the venom out.
You know, like, you know, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm allergic. It really hurts. And
bee stings hurt. They hurt.
Can bees sting twice? It must have been a hornet.
Maybe it was a bite and then a sting.
Maybe it was two bees. I don't know.
Two bees?
I don't know, but it was caught. It was stuck in my dress.
Well, it's not a Volkswagen. I know that.
Yeah.
Volkswagens don't sting. They're just made by Nazis. No, they're not. They're not.
Wow.
Germans and Nazis are two different things. There are plenty of Nazis in America these days.
Well, listen,
we're gonna unpack that.
We
next
didn't
week.
even bring it up.
Anyways.
So that's my embarrassment story. My most recent one. I think.
It's so interesting how the dynamic between people can cause that type of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Like you were literally stung by a bee, and yet you felt like showing any reaction.
You were
to
fucking
that.
fine until I needed to make a production out of it, right? You were fine until people made you aware of you up there.
I think I also was feeling a sense of like being overwhelmed. Like maybe I had a hard day at work and then I was feeling pressured to be astute and at this rehearsal when really I just wanted to fucking relax.
Right.
Because
And
you always, that summer, you always had to come in after we started.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that was just how it always was.
Yeah.
Because of the schedule.
Put your bag down by that chair and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and then the bee sting just was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then I was like, instead of just handling it like, you know, a mature adult, I was like, oh, I just got stung by a bee. It really hurts. It was more like, this is it. This just...
I just don't know that it's not an adult response, what you had.
Well, why do people make such a big deal out of things? Shut up. Look away.
Well, I don't know.
I intentionally look away or will tell people, do not look. Do not look over there. Let them go through it. Leave them alone.
I just needed just one person.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
yeah.
one person, and that was our dear friend Rachel.
Yeah.
You know, she did the... You know, she was probably the only one I would have felt comfortable like addressing a wound on my ass.
Yeah.
And, oh, Matt's getting a phone call. Is
Yeah,
it the chair?
I'm having a chair. So let's I don't know. Hello? I'm sorry?
This is
Yes.
Raymore Flanagan.
Hey, how are you? Yes. 10 minutes. Awesome. All right. I'll see. Talk about embarrassment.
Today's episode sponsored by Volkswagen and Rayborn Flanagan.
Should I have told him he's on the radio? No.
No, you'd have to sign a waiver and all that.
Something like that.
Yes.
You
So I
couldn't,
guess
you couldn't understand anything that he said anyways.
That phone connection wasn't very good, was it?
No, I just think it's my hearing too.
Great. So everything's working out timing wise today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was having a chair delivered, and I thought if it came in the middle of the embarrassment episode, then it came in the middle of the embarrassment
And it did.
episode. No, it came at the end.
Yeah, it came at the end. We probably should wrap up now.
Now that we get the bee sing story.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I got plenty of embarrassing stories, but we'll show them
I think
much later.
We're gonna visit this one again. We have
Mine
to.
are all physical things.
I didn't because
Wardrobe malfunctions.
I had the box, so I didn't really think of things that I've been embarrassed by. But like every day, there's an embarrassing thing for sure that I'm
I
dealing
think
with.
some of the ideas that you had in this box are like profound. You know, the ideas that you had written down about like screenplays and these plays and stuff like that. Those things I wouldn't put it in embarrassment. I would put in like those things that I think were so fucking profound in my life that I was like, you know, if you guys were to read those out loud and laugh at them, I'd be like, that was such a genius idea. I don't know why you think that's funny.
I think that I probably had a little bit of self-importance. Like I was trying to be deep.
Yeah, and you are
And I
deep.
wrote it down. So.
Well, I respect that about you. So I
appreciate that. Anyway, so I think we're at the end of our first time through the embarrassment. So what else can we do?
Nothing.
But
I'm not reading this out loud.
Oh, okay, I don't even know
Brady
what you
just
were
looked
doing.
at his phone and then had a reaction.
I just have notes. I'm constantly writing notes. I'm constantly writing.
Oh, okay. You've got. We'll save it for the next episode.
Oh, no, not this. This is. I don't even know what this is.
Well, then definitely save it for the next episode. Can I have my fart sound, please? Excuse me. So what did we learn? Well, I think we learned that we don't ever need to hear the term, it's not a car, it's a Volkswagen again. That's for sure. But I think even more important than that, I think we learned that embarrassment isn't death. Embarrassment is just a feeling, and it doesn't mean that it's going to paralyze us or hurt us for the rest of our lives. It's okay to be embarrassed. And that some of the crazy thoughts that we had as kids, everybody's had. You know, we're not alone. We've all felt these crazy things, and sometimes we have to share them. Thank you so much for listening to the Last Will podcast. If you like what you heard, please rate, review, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend's friend. If you want to reach out to us, we can be found on Instagram at The Last Will Podcast. That's The Last Will Podcast on Instagram. New episodes come out on Wednesdays, wherever you get your podcasts. Till next time, onward, forward.